Monday, April 15th, 2013. I'm Mayor Scott Smith, and as always, it's an honor and privilege for me to conduct this meeting. We'll begin tonight's meeting with an invocation by Doctor of Divinity Blaine Mays of the Community Church of New Thought, after which we'll be led in the Pledge of Allegiance by Eric Gudino, who represents Arizona State University and is a good friend of the city. So please rise for the invocation and the pledge.
Heavenly Father, we acknowledge your presence, your spirit, your intelligence, giving thanks that it moves in and through all that is shared during this particular important meeting, and that which is for the highest good of the citizens of Mesa, indeed established. Thank you, Father. Amen.
If you can follow me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Dr. Mays and Eric. Please be seated. Would like to, Councilmember Higgins, are you on the phone? Doesn't look like she's joining us. Okay. I would like to excuse Councilmember Dean Higgins and Scott Summers, who are not with us this evening. We'll now proceed with the Mayor's welcome.
Welcome to the Mesa City Council meeting. Thank you for your interest in the City of Mesa. At this time, please turn off or select the vibrate option on all cell phones while the meeting is in progress. If you would like to speak on any items, please fill out the blue cards located in the back of the room and give it to the city clerk. We ask you to limit your comments to 3 minutes. You can also ask for an item to be removed from the consent agenda. Items on the consent agenda are read into the record and voted on in one motion. At the end of tonight's meeting, under items from citizens present, there will be an opportunity for 3 citizens to speak on any issue, with a maximum of 3 minutes each. The council cannot respond to your comments. When the mayor calls your name, please step up to the podium, state your name and address, and make your comments. The City of Mesa operates under a council district system with the mayor elected at large. The mayor of Mesa is Scott Smith, serving his second term. There are 6 districts in Mesa, and here are your elected council members. In District 1, Dave Richens represents Northwest Mesa. In District 2, Vice Mayor Alex Finter represents Central and South Central Mesa. In District 3, Dennis Cavanaugh represents Southwest Mesa and the area south of downtown. In District 4, Christopher Glover represents downtown Mesa. In District 5, Dina Higgins represents Northeast Mesa. And in District 6, Scott Summers represents Southeast Mesa. Information about your council member and the City of Mesa is available online at mesaaz.gov. All city council meetings are broadcast live and then rebroadcast on Mesa Channel 11 and on mesachannel11.com.
We have two recognitions this evening. The first one will be from Donna DeFrancesco, who is our conservation specialist of the Environmental and Sustainability Division for Arbor Day Proclamation. Yes. Donna, we're going to talk about trees.
Yes, we are.
Go for it.
It's time for trees. April 26th is coming right up, a week from Friday, and that's National Arbor Day celebration, a day that we can celebrate our trees, tree planting, proper tree care, and all those things. So I wanted to let you know a little bit about some of the events we'll have going on, and then we'll read our proclamation. But did want to let you know that City of Mesa employees and Master Gardener volunteers will be going out to the Mesa elementary schools and reading the Lorax to third grade classes as part of their planting curriculum and lessons. We'll be providing each student with blue Palo Verde seeds for them to plant, which is our state tree, and for them to plant and grow. We'll also be doing a tree planting at Candlelight Park at 1540 North Barkley, which is right around Brown and Stapley. We'll be working with MacArthur Elementary students, see if they can come out there and help us out to plant, but the public is certainly welcome also to join us with the tree planting. We have lots of information on our website, on our sustainability page on tree care, so we hope people will definitely do something great for trees on Arbor Day. Mesa is also invited to attend an Arbor Day celebration at the state capitol, and that provides us an opportunity to receive our Tree City USA award and designation for our third year. So excited about that. I also just want to share one other quick thing with you. I attended the statewide tree climbing championship, which was in Prescott on Saturday. Didn't do it on city business, but I did it because I love to watch this competition. And we have two of our tree care business owners, Dan Stevens with Living Tree Service and Andy Young with Tree Amigos, two really great tree care companies.
Wait. Tree Amigos?
Tree Amigos.
That's good. I like that.
And that's right up your alley, isn't it, Mayor Smith? Yes.
That's a good name. I like that.
A good pun. Not only did they compete, but Dan placed first and Andy placed second in the Master Tree Climbing competition. So Dan will be going on to the National Tree Climbing.
Were they able to get down by themselves, or do they just climb up?
They do it all.
And came down.
They go up. They do little routines in the tree. They have to do rescue type competitions. They do all kinds of things. They climb up just on the ropes by hand. It's amazing. It's really, really fun. And they do it very safely. They have to tie in and do all those things. So it's a really neat little thing. So today, though, we're here to read our Arbor Day Proclamation, which is all part of getting our Tree City USA designation. And I thought, who better than to have one of our nurseries, Treeland Nurseries, to come and read the proclamation for us. And I wanted to tell you a little bit. I thought it was neat when I saw some of the history. Treeland opened up in 1965 here in Mesa. Ed and Dottie Waltemeyer are the ones who started that just from a backyard hobby. It is currently a beautiful and very successful business run by their 4 children, Don, Ed, Dottie, and Susan. And best of all, their children are now in the business, so it's going on to the next generation. You may know Treeland best for the beautiful crisscrossing palm trees that are right there on Country Club at their entryway. And what I didn't realize until today is that those trees spell a W for Waltemeyer for their last name. Also, I guess it was inspired by the movie It's a Mad World.
Mad World, yes.
So that was kind of cool. I thought that was neat. So if you'd please help me welcome Don Waltemeyer, is going to come up and read the Arbor Day Proclamation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Waltemeyer, sir. How are you? Well, I'm doing all right. Now, if you would please just stick to the proclamation. No external comments from high school days or anything, okay?
No problem.
Probably so.
Whereas Mesa plants trees as a means of preserving and enhancing the natural beauty Mesa holds and to enrich our quality of life. And whereas trees are not only vital resources, but environmental workers that provide oxygen, purify the air and water, reduce erosion of our soils, supply food and shelter to wildlife, and provide shade and wind barriers that conserve energy. And whereas trees in our city increase property values, buffer traffic noises, enhance the economic vitality of our business areas, and create beautiful landscapes in our parks and right-of-ways to make our community even more livable. And whereas we gratefully acknowledge the vision of leaders past who gave us the gift of the trees that we enjoy today. And whereas programs like Tree City USA and Arbor Day are opportunities for us to plant and maintain trees for the future, and we urge all of our citizens to plant trees, celebrate Arbor Day, and support efforts to protect our trees and urban forest.
Thank you. Did we want to take a... Okay. And just, Don and I graduated the same year from Westwood.
Correct.
She was a lot better football player than I was, I'll tell you that. Let's get a picture, I guess. I would. The next presentation we have is from Dee Tamminen, the Regional Chair of First Things First for the Week of the Young Child Proclamation. Dee? Come on up. Take your time.
Well, I would like to thank you first, Mayor Smith, and all the council members for having us here and for doing this proclamation for our youngest citizens. It's very important that more and more people recognize the need to see our young children grow and be ready for school and set for life. As you know, in 2006, our voters across the state of Arizona felt that we need to do something for our youngest citizens and established a funding source. And that created First Things First. And there are 31 regional partnership councils across the state, Southeast Maricopa being one of them, and I being the chair of it. I'm very honored to be here and to really represent the young children of our wonderful area. We've been able to do quite a lot of things with the funding source that we've had. Here in Mesa, we've had scholarships for many hundreds of preschoolers through a grant that was awarded to Mesa Public Schools. We have done dental screenings, home visitation, parent education classes, food insufficiency. So there's lots of things that are happening. But as you know, money does not grow on trees, and it only has a limited source. And so we're kind of...
Wait a second. We're just celebrating Arbor Day.
We are. I know. It doesn't grow on those trees.
Get with the program here, Dee.
So,
Yeah.
But we're taking the lead following you guys and working on partnerships so we can expand our resources so that we can help more children. Because, as we know, the brain development happens almost 90% of it before the time we're 5. So we want to help those children be ready for school and set for life. So thank you for this proclamation for the Week of the Young Child, starting April 14th through the 20th. And do I read this? Okay.
Go ahead and read through the whereases.
Whereas the First Things First, Southeast Maricopa Regional Partnership Council and local partnership organizations in conjunction with the National Association for the Education of the Young Children are celebrating the Week of the Young Child, April 14th through 20th, 2013. And whereas these organizations are working to improve early learning opportunities, which are crucial to the growth and development of young children, and building a foundation of learning for everyone in Mesa. And whereas all young children and their families in the state of Arizona and Mesa deserve access to high-quality early childhood education, and whereas public policies and programs that support early learning for all young children are critical to the young children's future and success of our community, and whereas teachers and others who make a difference in the lives of young children and families in Mesa deserve thanks and recognition. Thank you, Mary Scott. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time.
Thank you to all. Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda, and tonight the consent agenda will be read into the record by Kevin Christopher. Kevin?
Good evening. All citizens are permitted and encouraged to speak on agenda items. If you are interested in speaking, please fill out a blue card in the back of the room and give it to the city clerk. When the council considers the item, you'll be called to the podium to provide your comments. Mayor and council members, these are the items on the consent agenda. All items listed with an asterisk will be considered as a group by the city council and will be enacted with one motion. There will be no separate discussion unless a council member or citizen requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered as a separate item. If a citizen wants an item removed, a blue card must be completed and given to the city clerk prior to the council's vote on the consent agenda. Item 2, approval of minutes of previous meetings as written. Item 3A, act on liquor license application for Luke Greenway Post number 1 of the American Legion, one-day charitable event, Saturday, April 20th, 263 North Center Street. Item 3B, act on liquor license application for Luke Greenway Post number 1 of the American Legion, one-day charitable event, Saturday, May 4th, 4155 East Virginia Street. Item 3C, act on liquor license application for Tempe Police Foundation Foundation one-day charitable event, Saturday, May 11th, 2017, North Greenfield Road. Item 3D, act on liquor license application for Ultimate Imaginations Incorporated, one-day charitable event, Friday, May 3rd, on McDonald Street from Main Street to Pepper Place. Item 4A, act on contract to purchase one replacement light-duty pickup truck for the police department. This purchase is funded by the Vehicle Replacement Fund. Item 4B, act on contract to purchase 8 replacement law enforcement vehicles for the police department. This purchase is funded by the Vehicle Replacement Fund. Item 4C, act on 3-year term contract for training and duty ammunition for the police department. Item 4D, act on contract to purchase additional hardware and software to expand the e-citation system for the police department. Item 4E, act on contract to purchase furniture for the police department. This purchase is funded by Asset Forfeiture RICO funds. Item 4F, act on 3-year term contract for chiller maintenance and repair services for citywide facilities as requested by Facilities Maintenance. Item 4G, act on dollar limit increase to term contract for commercial printing for print services. Item 4H has been deleted. Item 4I, act on contract to purchase a hosted online recreation registration solution for the Parks, Recreation, and Commercial Facilities Department. The ongoing system and payment acceptance costs are funded by transaction fees paid by the registrants. Item 4J, act on 3-year term contract for accessible pedestrian signal push buttons for the Materials and Supply Warehouse for the Transportation Department. Item 4K, act on 1-year renewal of term contract for tree care services for the Transportation Department. Item 4L, act on 3-year term contract for dust stabilization for the Development and Sustainability Department. Item 5A, act on resolution authorizing and supporting the submittal of a grant application by Arizonans for Children Incorporated to the Fort McDowell Yavapai Nation to improve the lives of children in foster care in Maricopa County. Item 5B, act on resolution authorizing and supporting the submittal of a grant application by Boy Scouts of America, Grand Canyon Council to the Fort McDowell Yavapai Nation to expand their traditional scouting programs. Item 5C, act on resolution authorizing and supporting the submittal of a grant application by the Child Crisis Center to the Fort McDowell Yavapai Nation to provide trauma and attachment services for families caring for children with issues related to trauma. Item 5D, act on resolution authorizing and supporting the submittal of a grant application by East Valley Adult Resources to the Fort McDowell Yavapai Nation to support their Meals While You Heal program. Item 5E, act on resolution authorizing and supporting the submittal of a grant application by Junior Achievement of Arizona to the Fort McDowell Yavapai Nation to support enriching their business education programs within Mesa schools. Item 5F, act on resolution authorizing and supporting the submittal of a grant application by A New Leaf Incorporated to the Fort McDowell Yavapai Nation to support the construction of a new 16-unit energy-efficient family emergency homeless shelter at their La Mesita property on West Main Street. Item 5G, act on resolution authorizing and supporting the submittal of a grant application by Mesa Public Schools to the Fort McDowell Yavapai Nation to support the improvement of the academic performance of targeted students at Sauk Elementary, Fremont Junior, and Red Mountain High Schools. Item 5H, act on resolution authorizing and supporting the submittal of a grant application by Visit Mesa to the Fort McDowell Yavapai Nation for the support of marketing and sales to promote tourism for the area. Item 5I, act on resolution to extinguish a 20-foot wide easement for a water line at 2920 East Baseline Road. Item 5J, act on resolution setting May 20th, 2013 as a public hearing date to review the proposed 2013-2014 annual assessments from the Mesa Town Center Improvement District number 228. Item 5K, act on resolution ordering the sale of City of Mesa General Obligation Bonds, Series 2013, and authorizing the reimbursement with bond proceeds of certain advances on construction projects. Item 5L, act on resolution ordering the sale of City of Mesa Utility Systems Revenue Bonds, Series 2013, and authorizing the reimbursement with bond proceeds of certain advances on construction projects. Item 5M, act on resolution approving and supporting the Governor's fiscal year 2014 budget recommendation for Arizona State University at the Polytechnic campus. Item 6A, introduction of ordinance regarding Z13-07, the 7800 to 7900 blocks of East University Drive on the south side and the 200 to 300 blocks of South 80th Street on the west side. This is for modification to the villas at Montana Vista Planned Area Development to allow modification to the development standards of single residence lots. Item 7A, act on resolution declaring that a certain document filed with the city clerk and entitled Drainage Design Manual for Maricopa County Erosion Control, dated November 2012, as a public record. And item 7B, act on ordinance to amend various sections of the Mesa City Code to comply with the Arizona National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System permit requirements and to adopt the Drainage Design Manual for Maricopa County Erosion Control. Also, item 9A has been continued. Mayor and council members, these are the items on the consent agenda.
Thank you, Kevin. Is there any item council member would like to remove from the consent agenda? Ms. Mickelson, do we have any requests from the public to remove an item from the consent agenda?
No request, Mayor.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilmember Richens to approve the consent agenda, a second by Councilmember Glover. Is there any discussion? Please vote. That came up. The vote is 5 ayes, no nays, with Council members Higgins and Summers absent. The motion carries. The next item is item 8A, conduct a public hearing prior to the release of petition for signatures for the proposed annexation case A13-01 located at 8840 East Sunland Avenue, which is north of East Southern Avenue and west of South Ellsworth Road. Are there any questions or comments on this case? Ms. Mickelson, do we have any requests to speak from the public?
No request, Mayor.
There being none, declare the public hearing closed. Item 8B, public hearing prior to the release of petition for signatures for the proposed annexation case A13-02, located at the 8800 to 8900 blocks of East Range Rider Trail, north of East McDowell Road, and east of North Ellsworth Road. Are there any questions or comments from the council? Ms. Mickelson, any requests to speak from the public?
No request, Mayor.
There being none, declare the public hearing closed. All right, I have to put in also into the record zoning case 13-1458, which we voted upon. I'm sorry. Ms. Susan Gayhart wished to be noted as supporting this, but did not wish to speak on that. So if that can be in the record, please, on that item. And that would be on item public hearing item 13-1458. Okay. All right. If there's no further business, have a motion adjourned from the Vice Mayor, a second from Councilmember Glover. All in favor say aye. Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you very much.